Morning, my dear students. I, Annu, welcome you all to this online class of chemistry, class 6, chapter 1. What is chemistry about? An important branch of science is chemistry. So let us see what is chemistry all about. Chemistry is a study of substances and their transformations. So, chemistry is the study of substances and the transformations. That means in chemistry, we need to know about two important things, substances and transformation. Why we talk of transformation means transformation is related to the word substances we are talking in chemistry. Transformation means the changes that occur in the substances. So chemistry basically deal with substances and the changes that are occurring in these substances. So let us start first with substances. Everything around us, air, water, pen, is made up of matter. Now, what is this matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. And what is this space? The amount of space that is taken by something is called its volume. The amount of space that is taken by something is called its volume. Now let us see, in order to understand more clearly what is matter is, let us look at the following examples. Matter. Here can you see, my dear students, in this picture we can clearly see about some examples of matter. All the arrows indicate the example of matter because all of them occupy space and has mass. But you might be thinking that here chair is also matter, cloud is also matter. But how are they different? They are different because the kind of matter that is contained in them, that is, the type of substance of which they are made from. The substances that are making glass, butterfly, computer are made up of different things. That is why all these things are different from each other. So this was all about matter. Moving further, we should be knowing about there are very three important states of matter. They are solid, liquid, and gas. These are the three states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. Like if we talk of water, water can be changed into ice, right? So it is a solid form of matter. Then liquid, liquid like water itself, and gas. Gas is a water vapor. So all these are the three states of water. And they are, what are the three states of matter? Like we have solid, liquid, and gas. Let us know about some examples of solid, like we have book, table, chair, all these are solids. If we talk of liquids, like we have alcohol, oil, and water. And in gas, like we can talk about vapors, perfume vapors, like that. So these are the three states of matter. Moving further, we have transformations. Transformations, my dear children, as I have already told you, it means about changes. That means what are the changes that can occur in the substances that are forming matter. So we can have the physical change and we can have the chemical change. Now, for physical change, let us see. Matter changes the form but not the chemical identity. I repeat, In a physical change, matter can change the form but not the chemical identity. Like if I talk of boiling, we know that in boiling, water is boiled to change into vapors. So the form of matter, that is, the water, remains water only it changes its physical form, that is, from liquid it becomes gas. It's a physical change. Melting, that is, melting of ice to water, or melting of ice cream, again, it's a physical change. Now, chopping also is a physical change because nothing new is formed in these substances. After that, let us learn about chemical change. A chemical change is a change in which there is a formation of new products. Like burning or combustion is one of the common example of a chemical change. We know that paper or wood burns, and paper and wood, they are made up of cellulose, and it is a cellulose only that burns. So when burnt in air, we know that the cellulose takes up the oxygen and forms two new substances, CO2 and water vapor. So these all are the chemical changes. Rotting is again a chemical change. If we talk of digestion, again it's a chemical change. Rusting of an iron again is a chemical change. Because in all the cases, new substances are formed. Whenever a substance undergoes a chemical change, we say that it has been transformed or changed into a new substance. That is why carbon, on burning in air, forms carbon dioxide, which is a new substance. So, this was about transformation. Now, let us see about chemical reactions. When there is a chemical change in a substance, we say a chemical reaction has taken place. Very common example now we have discussed is when carbon burns in air, we say that chemical reaction has taken place because carbon is the substance that is burning and it has formed a new product, that is carbon dioxide. A substance that is formed or used in a chemical reaction is called the chemical. Like we have DAP or diammonium phosphate. So substance that is formed or either used in any of the chemical reaction, that is called the chemical. Now, this was about the introduction to the chapter. That means what is chemistry? So it is a branch of science that deals with the study of substances and transformation. So we have dealt with substances and we have dealt with transformations. Now let us see about how the chemistry evolved. How chemistry evolved. Human beings have continuously made efforts to lead a better life. They have looked for the ways to improve the quality and yield of agricultural products. They have searched for the ways to improve clothing and building material as well. In addition, they have searched for the medicines in order to cure disease. Chemistry began and evolved in the course of all these quests. The start of Christian era in Egypt saw the beginning of chemistry. The Egyptians were very good at working with the metals, glasses, and dyes, and about that time the Indians too worked with metals, especially iron. They prepare the medicines from herbs and minerals. We know that earlier the medicines were prepared from herbs and minerals, but nowadays we use chemicals to prepare allopathic medicines. Most scientific and methodical work started from 8th century AD, as we are now going to discuss. So how the chemistry evolved, it let us begin for that with alchemy. Before the chemistry of today, there was alchemy. What was there? There was alchemy. The word alchemy has been derived from word chemia, in which chemi means black, Egyptian, or both. Alchemy was mainly practiced by Arabs, Greeks, and Egyptians between 8th and 16th century AD. Now, in order to have for the successful implementation of this alchemy, the alchemist had two main aims. So, what were those two aims? They had two main aims. First aim was converting cheaper metal into gold, and second was searching for the elixir of life. Now, let us study first about converting the cheaper metal into gold. Gold has been greatly valued by human beings ever since it was discovered. So alchemists they made the attempts to convert the base metals like cheaper metals like iron and copper into gold. They tried for centuries and some people claim that they had succeeded. But later on, all the claims were proved false and the alchemist failed. Because why they were failing? Why they failed actually? Because the scientific attempts were absolutely wrong. Because we know that one metal cannot be converted into another metal by a chemical reaction. However, the experiments were useful in extracting the new metals. The Indian had extracted iron much before this period. You know that the iron quality of Qutub Minar, iron pillar near Qutub Minar, is so good. Why? Because it shows no sign of rusting because it was made of pure iron. But today we know that since there is a lots and lots of mixing, so because of that we cannot find pure things today. So that was about the first aim. So finally, the alchemist failed in succeeding cheaper metals into gold on the scientific grounds. Second, searching for the elixir of life. Human beings have always wanted to live long. So alchemists, they search for the elixir of life. Now, what is this elixir? It is an imaginary liquid that would cure all the disease and help a person to live long and would make a person immortal. Experiments were made for many centuries, but without success. We know that it is not at all possible to create any such liquid which can help a person to live very, very long and the person cannot die. The two aims of the alchemist were converting cheaper metals into gold and searching for the elixir of life, and both of them were not successful. Then, why did actually the alchemist fail, or why did alchemy fail? The very basics of alchemy were incorrect. The very basics of alchemy were incorrect. How? Alchemists accepted the ancient Greek belief that everything is made up of four substances: earth, fire, and air, and water. They had the belief that everything is made up of four substances: earth, fire, air, and water. Then, from 17th, but what happened actually? No substances could be simpler than these four, which were called as elements. The alchemists tried to prepare the substances of their choice by using these elements. But what happened? From 17th century onwards, scientists began to discover substances simpler than earth, fire, water, and air. Now, what happened at the last, which led to the origin of modern chemistry? Why? Because the scientists they began to discover the substances which were more simple than earth, fire, water, and air. And finally, the four element theory was disapproved, which led to the origin of modern chemistry. So, my dear students, this was part 1 of lesson 1. I hope it might be clear to you and you might have understood. Further part of the chapter I would be sharing soon. So I tell you all people that please do watch this video again and again. If you have any doubt, you can clear that, and you can clear and you can try to work with the questions that have been given in the book. So very soon I would be sharing the second part as well of chapter 1. Thank you, my dear students, for watching this video.